Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Friday, September 7th, 11:34 p.m. Mountain Time 2018. You're looking at the most current GFS model of Hurricane Florence, which is going to be just offshore of North Carolina at midnight on Wednesday the 12th. Now, it is going to make landfall, according to this model, at tropical storm levels, not hurricane force. The models have keyed down the maximum sustained winds by a major factor. The European model is making landfall in South Carolina. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's get on with the update. Just when you thought wildfire season was over, the fast-moving Delta fire traps drivers on the highway, destroys homes, and forces evacuations today. Now, the Delta fire began 2 miles north of Lakehead in Shasta County, California on Wednesday, September 5th, 2018. Forest Service classified the cause as human. No directed energy weapons needed. Over 90% of all wildfires burning in North America have been lit by idiots called people. And that's tonight's first wake-up call. The government is not burning the forests. Nature is doing a perfect job. There doesn't need to be a conspiracy theory for everything. Now, the Delta fire has since rapidly grown to 22,000 acres, epic proportions, 0% contained as of Friday morning, September 7th. There are now 1,200 firefighters on the scene. Numerous structures are threatened, and we'll be watching this fire closely. Tropical storm Florence to strengthen. However, the current model is showing it making landfall as tropical storm. Two depressions to the east are forming in the eastern Atlantic. 9 and 8, right behind Florence. And they all have tracks. So it could be a very interesting several weeks developing. Now, the North Carolina governor declared a state of emergency ahead of tropical storm Florence. That's good news, because it's not the wind that appears to be the major factor here, yet the flooding rains. And we're frozen up here. I would love to scroll down, but we can't, so we can't even find out why he has declared the state of emergency. Oh, there we go. Let's pop back there before we get to the models here and see what the the North Carolina governor has to say here about the state of emergency. The governor has declared a state of emergency ahead of Tropical Storm Florence, which is forecast to strengthen and hit the East Coast. Roy Cooper waived transportation rules to help farmers harvest and transport their crops more quickly. He's getting the crops out of the ground. Good job, Governor Roy Cooper. Yes! Someone with some smarts. It's a rarity in this world, and that's a boom. Now let's check the GFS model, and let's run it through for you guys. Now the GFS model is showing tropical force winds making landfall Thursday morning. There it is. Maybe 60-mile-an-hour sustained winds, 65 in the northwest sector here. So the entire Outer Banks region could be totally fluxed with the GFS model. Let's come over to the European model and run it. And this is showing a tighter storm headed straight for the central coast of South Carolina. And that would be Thursday afternoon, with similar tropical storm force winds. And the major factor in this storm is going to be the flooding rains. You see here 75-mile-per-hour winds as it makes landfall, central South Carolina, late Thursday. So those are the two models. So what we have is a northern GFS model and a southern South Carolina model. So I'm going to say anywhere from the Outer Banks south to Savannah. From Virginia Beach to Savannah is the danger zone, and we're going to be honing in on where this baby's going to hit. Probably southern Outer Banks. Take the average of the two models. Peaking early, snow starting to show up in Colorado's 14ers as summer draws to a close. The first warnings came out 10 days ago in Wyoming. Winter storm warnings in the middle of summer. It's true. Summer doesn't officially end for a few more weeks, but it's already started snowing atop Colorado's tallest mountains. Good news in the drought-stricken region that I live in. A few inches of snow had fallen on Pikes Peak. And there's even some guys skiing at Loveland Pass today. Powder on Pikes Peak is a hopeful sign for snowfall this winter. It is. And snow at the high elevations had one skier on the slopes. There was just enough snow for a little high elevation skiing at Loveland Pass this weekend. Heads up. Dressed in his Broncos orange ski boots and matching bindings, Pat Astorita has found an opportunity too good to pass up. Yeah, it's called skiing in the summer. And there's the 7-day forecast that says 90s and all this, but check out Loveland Pass. This guy's got some smoke on the breath. There it is. Yeah, it is not warm there. Certainly isn't, because it just snowed. And will we get to any footage? Who knows? Could it be coming? Could we see some summer snow skiing? We'll never know. Here it is, 11,990. And he's got ski boots. And he's got bindings. And it is summer. Hey, Mom. There it is, Loveland Pass. Do it. You get the picture. It is summer, and he is skiing. And that's a boom. I wish I had a better computer. Hey, it's in the box. It's right next to me. I didn't get it out yet, but I will in the morning. So good news. New computer to my left. Bad news. Spring snow and summer storms equal poor harvest for 13 Wisconsin counties. It's been a demoralizing weather year for Wisconsin farmers. Heavy snow in April. Delayed spring planting by several weeks. Late summer flooding has come just as farmers are preparing for fall harvest. And now we have Hurricane Florence bearing down on the East Coast. Good work for the governor getting those crops out of the ground. First decent snow of the season on the table for the prairies. A September snowfall is definitely not out of the question for parts of the prairies. And right on cue, they're watching a potential for the first significant round in the northern communities. Heads up, Saskatoon, Fort McMurray, Edmonton, it could be you. While the thunderstorm threat continues, here's the snow threat. Grand Prairie could be looking at up to 30 centimeters in snowfall in the next 7 days. North of Prince George. That's looking epic. Snowfall starting in the middle of summer. Active pattern is now setting up for British Columbia, including a snow threat. The first of two Pacific lows will impact coastal regions, central and northern interior, as well as the lower mainland Friday through the day on Saturday. Gusty winds are likely. And there is the threat for some snow. Heavy rainfall on the coast. And here we see the snow up through Fort McMurray and Prince George. Summer snow. Coming to the prairie. It's a Hail Mary. Weather forecast alerts and UVB index for all South African province. Yeah, here are the warnings. Heavy rain leading to localized flooding is expected along the coastal areas of the Eden District. Disruptive snowfalls are expected over the Swartberg and Otonya Mountains of the Eden District in the Western Cape. Extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over Gauteng, Mapuanga, and Limpopo. And that's not all. Weather forecast for the UV index for all provinces. UVB sunburn high. I don't know how you get snow, rain, and sunburn all in the same forecast, but you just got it, South Africa. And that's a boom. South African boom. Are you guys prepared? No one is. Seismic update. The Ring of Fire is ringing all the way through central China. 5.5 in Iran. 5.6 in Langzhou, China. 5.0 in the Bali Islands. 5.4 in Indonesia. The most recent quake, 2.9 in Lucerne Valley, California. We're watching the Ring of Fire. We're still waiting for a large magnitude earthquake to kick off in the next 4 weeks. Peaking towards magnitude 9. Worldwide volcano news update. Popocatépetl, Krakatau, Sangay, Yasur. You come check it out. 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit will head to Norway to join 40,000 troops strong in an extreme cold weather NATO exercise. Yeah, global warming. Okay. Marines with the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit, or MEU, are slated to participate in one of the largest NATO exercises later this fall, hosted by Norway. The exercise, dubbed Trident Juncture, is one of the largest in a decade and will feature 40,000 troops, over 100 aircraft, and dozens of allied ships, all in close proximity to the Russian border. Yeah. The Marines have been carrying out extreme cold weather training in the region because of all that global warming. Somebody knows what's going on. And it's our channel. The areas in blue are cold sun, red spikes, hot sun. You're looking at the sunspot data back to 1600. Now, why am I showing that to you? Because it's significant. Because this sun controls the climate on Earth. And when the sun goes cold, bad things happen. Like back in the Maunder Minimum and the Dalton Minimum. Now, our closest proxy to the time period of climate we're going into now is cycle 5 and 6. And if you're looking for a high resolution timeline on that, I've got it for you. A chronological list of early weather events by our friend James Marusek, friend of the channel. Now, this is a detailed timeline of weather from 1785 to 1820. And I know you're going to want to pick this up before you put it down. Because what you can glean from this information is events that are coming. Yes, they're coming to a life that you're living now. Now, we're basing our predictions on the historical past, so you can come and look at that past right now and compare it to the sunspot data, and you can make your own predictions. Thank you, James, for this comprehensive list, which is unlike any dossier put together anywhere in the world. Are you prepared? If you haven't begun preparing, I have a good place for you to start. Come over to My Patriot Supply, support the channel, and support your preparedness. Click the link below and get 1 week of food supply and an ammo can for $39. Oppenheimer Ranch gets $4, and you get peace of mind. It's less than $40. You want to know what's in it? Tons of food. You get 8 servings of mac and cheese, 4 servings of creamy chicken rice, 4 servings of Granny's home-style potato soup. How about 10 servings of wild grain long rice? 4 servings of traveler's stew, 8 servings of Maple Grove oatmeal, 4 servings of black bean soup. This is going to keep you alive for 8 days because you didn't supply any food in your pantry. This is your supply. This is your way in. You buy one of these a month, and in a year, you have a 12-week food supply, 12 ammo cans, and you're off to the races. It's under $400 to prep that much stuff. And you support the channel, you support your preparedness, you support Patriot Supply. It's a no-brainer. Add it to the cart. And that's a boom. Hope you got something out of the video. The time is now to start preparing. The time is ticking. I just flipped the egg timer.